My dear children, in one of my previous videos, I told you about time and timeline. Here, in the new book of social studies, we have a chapter on time, measuring time, and importance of time. We know that time is used to measure anything that is happening now or has already happened or will happen. It is measured in seconds, minutes, hours, and so on. So it is used to measure in the same way as we have different units to measure distance, liquids, weights, etc. To measure time, different devices were invented. Today, I shall tell you about some of them. Social Studies, Chapter 5, Time is the Essence. Measuring time. The word clock comes from the French word cloche, meaning bell. In simple terms, a clock is a device that tells the time. But before the invention of clocks, people measured time in different ways. Let us read more about it. In the olden days, Egyptians built obelisks or tall monuments to measure the shadows cast on the ground and thus calculate time. Since they were not always correct, sundials were built. A sundial is a form of a clock which uses the sun to tell time. In a sundial, the shadow moves as the sun moves across the sky, just like the hands of a clock. Maharaja Jai Singh II of Jaipur built 5 Jantar Mantar monuments in India which housed sundials to predict time. To remove the dependence on the movement of the sun, water clocks were invented. In a water clock, certain amount of water drips into a container which gives an idea of the time passed. However, short time periods could still not be measured. This was possible with the hourglass. It measured time by tracking the time taken for sand to reach the lower compartment from the upper compartment. In 1583, Galileo Galilei demonstrated the principles that control the motion of pendulums. Demonstrated means showed. Years later, in 1656, Christian Huygens designed the first pendulum clock, making clocks more accurate. Accurate means perfect. Clocks with a digital display where the hours, minutes, and seconds are shown as numbers are called digital clocks. Atomic clocks are the most accurate clocks in the world. They were built in the mid 1900s. Long ago, watches were commonly kept in a person's pocket. Ask your grandparents if they used such a watch. Everything changes with time, and so did the ways with which we measured the time. Thousands of years ago, people did not feel the need to worry about time. They woke up when the sun rose and went to bed when it set. But today, keeping up with time is so important that clocks seem to rule our lives. Calendars are another way by which we can measure time. A calendar tells us the days, months, and years. Just like 365 days make a year, 10 years make a decade, 100 years is known as a century, and 1,000 years is known as a millennium. In part 2, I shall tell you about keeping track of time and importance of time. Thank you.